Hey guys, Summer here. Excited to come to you from my backyard and the beauty that is nature with the chirping birds and the wind rustling and this great tree and the beautiful blue sky and my puppy running around to talk to you about our celebration this week of National Park Week and Earth Day. Did you know this week actually is celebrating the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, which is such a cool thing that for 50 years we as Americans have been honoring and celebrating the gifts that our Earth gives to us. And the National Park Services uses this week to celebrate all that is the beauty and the magnitude of their parks, which are unfortunately shut down right now for COVID-19, but they are doing some pretty cool things on their Twitter feed and on their other social platforms and website to honor the park. So I highly encourage you to check it out. You know, I am wearing my Take It Outside shirt because I truly love being outside. I mean, yes, I'm a huge fitness and yoga person and everything and love moving in there. But the truth is, I would rather be outside most of the time. I found years ago that you're not going to get me to do cardio stuck inside a gym. I want to go for a run, or I want to go for a hike or a bike ride or something where I get to see and experience and explore nature. And Michael is very much the same way, and that's one of those great bonds that we have together. And so over the course of our many years together, we have taken it upon ourselves to start to explore all the different national parks out there. In fact, we are one of the cool ones. Yes, I do have my passport book, and I go and I get my little stamps. See, I get my stamps and my stickers, and I kind of geek out. And if I forget my book, then I get really bummed because it's fun to be able to find the parks and do that. We still have a ways to go, but we've been to a decent number of the parks kind of out west during our time in Colorado. And this week I have celebrated the different parks in classes by using influences of their history, their landscape, their geography to inspire the movements behind them. So I wanted to talk with you just a little bit to give you some insights, because you might dive into the class, and I try not to go too talky, but just kind of let you know where that came from. So the first 2 days will highlight my favorite two parks out there. One of them is Arches, which is in Utah, which you've probably seen, the little arch. It's a pretty popular one out there, and I did not have any idea what I was going to experience when Michael and I first went to the park. You know, last year we decided to do 4 parks in 7 days, and Arches was one of those that I just didn't know much about other than seeing the little arch everywhere, and I fell in love with it. It was so amazing to see what the earth and what nature creates in and of itself. So on Monday, All Levels Flow and Movement Warrior are inspired by arches and how we can build up and make arches with our body. And so I used different movements from yoga, from functional movement, from Pilates to inspire this flow that takes you from the ground. You start off like a little bit of sand and grow and develop into this large arch that we finish off with, and this flow that we develop. And in Movement Warrior, the same idea is that we are building the strength in our back that we need to be able to do really big back bends. So that is the fun, and oh my gosh, it is really a great, lovely flow that will challenge your body, especially if you're not used to back bending, and take you on a journey. And the whole goal is to remind you that beauty comes from imperfection, because it's true. We don't have to be perfect in our body, and we don't have to do things in a specific way to engage in light beauty. So that's arches. Day 2 is about one that just is by far my favorite. Rocky Mountain National Park. Living out in Colorado, only about 2 hours from the parks. Needless to say, we were at Rocky Mountain National Park quite a bit. And there are 5 regions of the park. And they go from everything from these like vast open green fields to where you are above tree level and you are actually not seeing trees, which is such a cool experience to see. I never got to see one. Michael went one time without me and saw a moose. But we saw elk, all the different wildlife that are out there and in the different elements of Rocky Mountain National Park, to the beauty of the fact that the Continental Divide, and you can get up to 14,000 feet of elevation. So on Tuesday in Yoga Sweat Hybrid, I really give you this invigorating, challenging cardio and strength flow. It is an intermediate to advanced level flow, so we'll put that out there. But it's designed to make you feel this invigoration of like it would be to climb this mountain and reach the top. Because when you really climb a mountain and get to the top of it and you just look around and you're like, there's nothing else like it. And so that is what the Yoga Sweat Hybrid class is designed to take you through and make you feel the angles. So it's very angular, because if you think about the Rocky Mountains, they are very angular in nature, and it's standing because the mountains, and mountain pose is standing. Yoga Basics takes you through Sun Salutation B and the breakdown of that. Wednesday, we move into the Great Sand Dunes. And this was a park that when Michael first suggested we go to it, I was like, I could take it or leave it, because the pictures don't do it justice. I will say I don't think I have seen a picture that explains the magnitude of these just dunes of sand. You know, I hate the beach. I'm not a beach person. Sorry to all those who do love the beach. I don't like sand. And yet I really loved being there. But the thing that Michael and I said about it is it was slow. I mean, we were trudging up this big sand dune, and it just felt like it took forever. So Wednesday, in our slow flow class, which is all about how we slow down movement, the experience is going to be one in which we do slow down. You get deep into the hips and the legs and the chest as we feel the ness of climbing up the sand dune. There's going to be standing and seated moments where your body is just challenged, but then this slow, sticky kind of, Michael and I oftentimes say it's like molasses that we feel like we're in. And that's going to be the joy. The dunes are kind of these, it's kind of like arches where we've got this arch. So in core flow, the idea is that we are going to work the C curve from Pilates to engage and enlighten our core and get the strength, the strength that we need to power through all of our other movements. On Thursday, we are heading to, I'm kind of combining 2 parks that we went to in one, which is Black Canyon and the Gunnessy and Canyonlands. These were 2 different but similar parks. We unfortunately didn't get to see a lot of Black Canyon and the Gunnessy because when we went, it was pretty much shut down with snow and we had to snowshoe through it. But there's pictures of me and you'll see me, I'm like in a sports bra because it was burning up hot. But we get to it, and if you've ever seen a canyon, it just goes for, miles and miles and miles down into it, and there's this lovely little river. And Canyonlands is also canyons. We also have been to the Grand Canyon. Unfortunately, Michael was on crutches then, and so we didn't get to experience much of it. But we are going to look at just the expansion. So CounterFlow yoga, which is all about opening and arching in general, we are going to take the opportunity to do a flow that's going to even more feel expansion and take you down a little river. And you're going to feel in the flow how we are a stream that connects to open and expansion. Yoga for athletes that day is going to take us on an adventure of hamstrings and balancing that is also about how we can open and feel the expansion. And again, these were parks that were, to me, every park is so unique. And that's what I love about the national parks, is that everyone has its own feel and its own personality behind it. And Canyonlands was definitely one of those. The day we went, it was kind of dreary and overcast, and there was kind of this mist over everything and such. So we're going to get kind of that feel in our classes on Thursday. Friday takes you to the Everglades. So we're going from out west down to Florida, which we lived in Florida for a couple years and went to the Everglades, and it was an experience. We were eaten by mosquitoes, we were rained on. We did get to see lots of alligators, and lots of thing that I love about Florida is the birds. The birds in Florida are amazing. If you have never look up birds of Florida and you'll just start to see these things. So in our bar class, we're going to actually it's going to be a bar yoga fusion, and we are going to experience different arm balances and different bird positions. So it's going to be a strengthening class. Again, probably one that's going to be a little bit more intermediate to advanced level, because I want you to have that strength to do arm balancing. But it's going to be fun in that we are truly flowing from birds to alligators to the stupid little mosquitoes that were all over me, and inspired by the grandiose nature of the Everglades. And one cool fact about the Everglades. So we lived in Tampa and it was down in Miami, and there's about, I think it's 50 miles that we would drive that there was a sign that said, "You're entering the Everglades. There is no rest stop, no gas station, no nothing for the next 50 miles. And I think that's kind of cool. And we're going to embrace kind of that nature in our Everglade flow on Friday. Saturday, I am finishing the week off with a special class. It is cardio yoga, which is a branded program from Xavier Fitness, and the amazing Stacey Lee Krause created it. And we are going to continue with that exploration of nature, but also giving you an opportunity to let go of what's not serving you and embrace the joy that maybe nature can bring to you. So I am beyond thrilled for this week of classes, because it truly, I think, speaks to me in a way that sometimes just finding a quote doesn't, because I love nature and I love being outside in it. So I hope you feel inspired by our classes to get outside, to connect with nature, to explore the virtual national parks, and celebrate Earth Day. All right? Please, please, please drop any thoughts, comments. Tell me your favorite national park. What is the one that you love the most? And then do a flow to it. Let's all experience the national parks as movement together. Drop that into the comments. Share on social media using hashtag GDY community. Tag us, GSO Yoga. Anything you can do so that we are apart but together and connected through nature and movement during this troubling time. I'm thrilled to be with you, and until next time, I'm Summer. Thank you and goodbye.